All right. All right. So, we're going to be talking about Hailstone. This is another comic that was sent to me by my friend Chris. Chris, thank you once again. And this is a Western horror comic from Dark Horse. I believe this was a comic. Yeah, it says Comixology original. Basically, I think this was like online first, and then it got brought to actual physical media, which I will always prefer. You know, I think if anything, streaming has kind of, like, I'm just gonna get on just kind of step on business real quick. I believe that, like, after the events of like what happened with Crunchyroll and also like just streaming and data, is that it's just nice to physically own things because then it's yours. You know what I mean? I that's just been my thing. So it's just kind of nice to get physical physical things that you can own and have access to whenever. So what is this comic about? Like I said, it's a Western horror comic. That's what we're dealing with here, is a Western horror. And I always like Western horror. There isn't a lot of it. I do enjoy a good Western, and of course you know me, I'm such a horror for horror. I'm sorry, that was awful. Anyway, so basically, what is this comic about, you're asking? Like, what could this comic possibly be about? Essentially, what it is it's centered around a sheriff named Denton Ross. And Sheriff Ross has been investigating a series of missing people since a massive blizzard took over his small town in Montana called Hailstone. And he does discover that it connects to a Union Army factory in town that has been like cutting off supplies for the war effort. Now, the comic is only 5 issues long, and I've said this before, this comic feels like it's too short. Like, it just feels like for 5 issues, you can tell a whole ass story in 5 issues. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that I really do feel like the big problem with this comic is that I feel like it could have benefited from one more issue, because it really like kind of drags in the first 2 issues, and the other 3, well, the first 3 issues you're just kind of like, and I feel like it could have benefited from being a 6-part comic to give some more time to it. The comic is written by Raphael Scavone and artwork by Raphael de la Torre. And the artwork is really solid, don't get me wrong. I really like just kind of the how the artwork fits with this story. Western horror, especially when it comes to, Western comics, when it comes to art, it's really easy. For some reason, it's really easy to fuck up. But I really think De La Torre really does a great job with like inks and coloring and shading in this book. Now, this is also, fun fact, a creature feature comic. This is a creature feature comic. But you're probably thinking, oh, it's a Wendigo, or a Skinwalker, or some other, like, Native American monster. No. No. It is, you could... I don't know if I should spoil it, because I feel like, when you find out what it is, when you find out what the monster is, and how it was created, and for what reason, you're like, that's both really dumb and really awesome. Like, it's for a dark and serious comic about, like, a creature in the woods hunting people, hunting and stalking in the darkness, and it ties to, like, a military conspiracy. You think it'd be something else, but no, it's something else. It is completely different. It is not what you were expecting, in terms of, like, you could guess all you want in the comments, but I can guarantee you, none of you are going to figure out what this monster is. And when you find out, when you read the comic, you're just kind of going, I don't know if I hate that or not, because it's so goddamn stupid. Like, it's so goddamn stupid, it goes right back to being awesome. It's one of those things. Like, it really does feel like it's one of those kind of comics where it's like, it's stupid, but like at the same time it goes right back to being awesome. I really want to tell you what it is, but like when you find out, like I also want people to read this comic and find out for themselves. And then, yeah. Is this comic worth $23? I wouldn't say so. It's probably more of a discount, and Chris apparently got it on a discount as well. And this is a good book. If you're into Western horror, even when you find out what's going on, you kind of go, it is either gonna make or break you. I feel like if this, it feels like something ridiculous that happens in a very serious comic. I know that doesn't make sense. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna spoil it. If you don't want to know what it is, leave. I'll give you a couple seconds. You still here? Okay. The thing that is killing people is a steam-powered buffalo created in a military factory by the U.S. Union to be used in the used in the Union Army against the Confederacy. I'm not making this up. It's a cyborg buffalo with a human brain in it that goes out there. Oh, and there's a cyborg bear that has the sheriff's son's brain in there that they just throw out. Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. And this captain goes, I got the idea from reading Frankenstein. What? And like he was going to show this to Congress? In what world do you think the U.S. Congress and President motherfucking Lincoln would look at a cyborg buffalo with a human brain in it and go, yes, let's use that in our military? You see what I mean? Like, what? Right? Anyway, so that's Hailstone. There you go. Once again, I'd like to thank my friend Chris for sending me this comic, and if you've read this, let me know in the comments below what'd you guys think of it. Comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.